Movies that are so bad that they're good. They are few and far between. Pieces of diamond covered in shit. I'm talking about the first movie of the year that is so bad that it's actually good. There was a movie at the beginning of the year I talked about for a little bit, starring Marky Mark Wahlberg, in the movie Flight Risk, I think. That was almost so bad that it was good. I enjoyed it, it was fine, but we got ourselves a winner, ladies and gentlemen. A movie that is so bad that it is hilarious is The Accountant 2, starring one of my favorite actors, Ben Affleck, who returns to play the main character of the Accountant series, an accountant who has Asperger's and also is an absolute unit that can kill anybody he pleases, because that's just the damn franchise Ben Affleck wanted, and that is what he got. And let me tell you, Ben Affleck in this film, he looks like he is having the best time of his life. You know, like how he portrayed Matt Murdock in that original Daredevil movie, which I loved. You could just see that he had passion for the project, and that's one of the things I love the most of the Daredevil movie, is that Ben Affleck just looks like he's having a great time, because I really, really enjoy Ben Affleck's work. I think he's an amazing director. I think he's a great actor. I also love him in his cameos in like the Kevin Smith movies. And in this film, you can just see that Ben Affleck is having the best time of his life playing this character. Because every single time Ben Affleck is on screen, I was smiling ear to ear. He was cracking me up. He is so unbelievable funny for committing to this bit or this performance, because he is just doing a great performance. It's not like, oh, Ben Affleck is being funny. No, it's how seriously the character that Ben Affleck is playing, the accountant. I wrote it down somewhere. I think his name is Fitzgerald, I don't know. What's the name of the accountant? Christian Wolf. So he plays Christian Wolf, an autistic accountant who is just really committing to the bit. Like almost like a Rain Man level type of autism. He doesn't function. The movie also starts, this might be a light spoiler, but it's just about the intro. It's literally him, his character, going to a single dating show, or that you sit down and another woman sits across from you, and then you do like speed dating, and you can see that all of the women are like super excited to meet Ben Affleck, and they all have like a row of women, and it turns out that the reason why they all wanted to meet up with him is because he made the perfect profile, which he used analytics for, like something really, it was really weird. It didn't make any sense, but it was like really funny how he was explaining it. And also that his way of flirting was just so weird that all of the women at first thought he was attractive, then don't think he was attractive, but also that doesn't make sense because Ben Affleck is like one of the most handsome men out there. Just look at his Batman-like chin. This dude has the best Batman fucking face out there. I miss Ben Affleck as Batman. I wish we could have gotten him for like 40 years. I think he is amazing as the character. I think he could do an amazing Bruce Wayne as well. He didn't really do it, but I think he could have done it. Let's go back to the subject. All of the women, they don't want to date with him because he is weird, but come on. I think if he's a rich billionaire, probably some women would like go out on a date with Ben Affleck. So that was kind of ridiculous. And this movie is really bad. There are a bunch of subplots that don't make any sense and that go literally nowhere. But the thing that saves this movie is, one, Ben Affleck's performance, and two, John Bernthal in this. Because at a certain point it does tire a little bit, the bit that he is doing. But the moment then where Braxton shows up, John Bernthal's character, who is not the Punisher, he shows up, it's just him in his underwear. Like he has two scenes in this movie where Braxton is just ranting about stuff in his underwear. I thought that he was so funny how he was also making fun, because John Bernthal is playing the smaller brother to Ben Affleck's character, freaking the accountant. I'm not gonna remember his name one more time. Absolute unit, Christian Wolf. So yeah, this movie is really bad. It doesn't make any sense, but I thought it was really funny. And this is the type of movie that you should watch with a bunch of buddies while you just smoke the big one and you're just having fun, you know? You're just fucking laughing at the movie. You're just making jokes at it because besides Ben Affleck and John Bernthal, the villain is shit. Also, there's a subplot that doesn't make any sense. There also is a performance from J.K. Simmons in the beginning, which is, I'm happy to see J.K. Simmons, of course, but J.K. Simmons does not interact with the accountant. As far as this being a sequel to The First Accountant, I watched The First Accountant. I enjoyed the action. I think that the action in The First Accountant might have been better than this, because I still do remember the farm scene from The Accountant, and I really do not remember any action scene except for one. I think there's like one action scene at the end, and there are a couple hand-to-hand scenes, but the action is not that great. The comedy is on fire, but do I recommend you watch this in a theater? No, I do not recommend you do watch this in a theater. I still would recommend that you would watch something like Sinners instead, or you save your money and you go to the new Thunderbolts movie, because I've been hearing that the new Thunderbolts is majestically good, I guess, from a bunch of people whose reaction I think are legit. But those are also people who really didn't like Joker Volia Do, and that's a movie that I enjoyed, but maybe that's just my odd wiring. For now, go watch it high on a couch with your friends and make fun of how bad this movie is. This is the type of movie that I think YMS, Your Movie Sucks, would make a great video on. I don't know if he still makes videos, but this is the type of movie that he would tear to shreds. And it's just fun watching a movie like this. And per se, I'm really happy to just see Ben Affleck acting again, and also him saying that he's having fun acting is something that I think is really cool, because I think that Ben Affleck is an awesome actor and I've enjoyed almost all of his work. Now I want to get into like the absurd stuff, so this is going to be a big fat spoiler warning. Now I'm just going to start spoiling the movie because I do want to talk about it, and I have a couple points on my piece of paper in front of me. What am I talking about? Spoilers. Oh yeah, so the movie starts with J.K. Simmons playing bingo, and then he gets assassinated, and there's like this Japanese woman that he's meeting with for some reason, who he wants to hire to track down a family. This is very important because it turns out that the Japanese woman who is looking at the picture of the family is actually, because the family is Mexican, is actually the Mexican mother in the picture, and she didn't recognize it then, but at the end of the movie she does. That's a really weird subplot. That's so weird. I think it's also a different actress. It's just really confusing to me. If somebody can explain, it was just really weird. There is literally a face-off plot in this, and it goes nowhere, and it is fucking insane. I don't know why they did it, put it in there. I don't know what the purpose was. I think it could have been entirely scrapped from the movie, because it was so confusing that out of nowhere, this movie about the accountant has a face swap subplot about like genetically modified people who become super smart and intelligent when they hit their head. It was just such a weird plot, and now that I'm thinking about it, it's just breaking my brain. I don't know how to explain to you. If you have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But there's this subplot that J.K. Simmons wants to hire the woman. Who is the woman in the picture? I don't know. Does J.K. Simmons, his character, know that she is the woman in the picture? For me now, it puts the entire scene in a new context. So that's like a subplot that the person he was trying to hire. I'm literally malfunctioning right now. The person he was trying to hire was actually the person who was on the picture. So he was actually hiring this woman to find her own son and father. What the fuck? And there's also a guy who really wants to assassinate the Asian woman because he knows that she is the Mexican lady. Bro, what the fuck? This entire side plot about there being a hitman who actually is the hitman looking for the hitman. I don't know, but I think I have to delete this off my brain because something is not making sense. Because somebody in the fucking comments explained to me what that plot line was. Because literally this woman was working for this cartel. She got smuggled by the cartel in America. And then somebody tried to SA her, sexually assault her in a parking lot. And then she got in a car. And then she drove out in the street and she had a car crash. And because of that, she hit her head really bad. and she looked different, and then she got facial reconstruction surgery, and she looked like a completely different person. I think it was a different actor, or I'm insane, and that woman from the picture, or the woman from earlier in the movie, in the flashbacks, had a complete, like, body transformation. And then there was a side plot of a doctor who was making her smarter, and then it made her more violent, and she turned into an assassin for some reason. And that assassin tried to assassinate one of the bad guys, who was like a white guy in a fishing boat, who like traffics Mexican people on his fishing boats, I think. I don't know. And he almost killed her, and he knows that she is her, but she doesn't know that she's because she has amnesia. What the fuck am I talking about? Like this is what I mean. It's so confusing. So this entire side plot, it just ends with her killing the main bad guy. And she also kills an FBI agent who's working with the accountant Ben Affleck. And she was really annoying and dumb. And I didn't care if she was gonna die in that really dramatic scene. And also that scene doesn't make sense, because like the accountant is trying to save her, but then the cops show up, and does he then leave right in time before they see him? That was weird. I'm just ranting right now. This is just a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense if you haven't seen the movie, but the movie is bad. What's next? Oh yeah, so the guy. This is like the craziest scene. This is a scene that when I was watching it, I was like, this is so fucking stupid. So the guy who hires people to kill the assassin who wants to assassinate him, he thinks, but he knows that she has amnesia for some reason. Does he know that she is she? I don't know. I'm confused. But he has a school with all of the children of the parents he killed. And it was also really weird, because there's like a bunch of cartel leaders, or I don't know, it was in Juarez. I don't know where that is. Where's Juarez? Where the fuck is Juarez? I'm gonna Google this now, because before I say, I don't have internet, fuck me. But he has a prison or like a school somewhere. I don't know where exactly. And yeah, there's just a bunch of gangsters like guarding a bunch of children who are going to school. Are the people from the cartel giving these kids, like, are they teaching them like mathematics and like grammar and stuff? Like, what is going on? Because it seems like they are really going to school, or they're just being held prisoner. Why are you just holding random kids prisoner? I don't know. I don't really know what that was about. But there is this really silly scene where the main bad guy, I guess, I don't even know his name. There's a weird pasty white dude who's like 60 years old. He says to one of his guys, he tells him, "Hey, you have to get rid of all the kids that are in the school in the desert. You have to make sure that there's no trace to me." And how they do this is they load all of the kids on the property of their school property into a school bus, and they literally dig a hole next to an open road. They just dig a hole, just like 8 fucking cartel dudes, or gangsters, I don't know what they are. They dig a fucking hole next to the road, like not like a little bit into the desert. Literally, you go on the road, and then next to it, they dig a freaking ditch. So they make a ditch that's like 1.5 meters deep. So I was fucking laughing because it was so stupid. They just dug a ditch where you can just stand in. Like, the kids have to lay down, and otherwise you can just see them standing with half their body like out of the hole. They put them all in there like, lay down. And then the moment that they want to shoot off the kids and then just bury them next to the freaking road, of course Ben Affleck and his little brother, they show up. Batman and Punisher, guns ready. And then they shoot everybody. And there's also a side plot that, yeah, but that was just stupid. Like, I was just laughing. Like, what do you think is gonna happen if you just bury 25 kids in a hole next to the road? You think nobody's gonna notice it? Are you dumb? I think that guy was not capable of following the orders of his boss. I think that dude was really stupid. Oh, man, I was laughing so hard about that. Finally, yeah, John Bernthal's character gets a cat. And he's a cat person now, and They also decide to be happy brothers, and they go camping, and that's the end of the movie. Is it bad? Yes. But it is really funny, and I don't know if it's intentional or unintentional. For me, I was laughing the whole way through the theater. I also watched another movie. It was called Until Dawn, and I was not laughing while I was watching that. I thought it was like the worst movie I've seen this year. I think it might have been more offensive to me than The Substance from last year. Oh my god, I hate the new Until Dawn movie. Did I say Purge? I mean Until Dawn. The Until Dawn movie is garbage. I hate it so much. I have to make maybe another video on it, but I don't want to actually. But let me know in the comments down below. Should I make a video on Until Dawn? I think I'm still gonna do it if you don't say anything. But that's it for me. That was my talk about The Accountant. Ben Affleck, keep on making movies. I love seeing you in the theater. John Bernthal, you look great in your underwear. Director did a fine job. Rest of the cast, I hope you do good stuff in the future. Doombot out, and have yourself a happy Doomsday. And like, comment, and subscribe down below. Ciao.